Okay, so have you ever gotten that like kind of nagging feeling that you like should understand insurance more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like every time you try to look into it, you just get like hit with all this jargon, like and all the tiny
Oh,
print.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just
absolutely.
like, oh man.
Makes your eyes glaze
It
over.
does. It totally does.
Yeah.
And so today we're doing a deep dive into all that.
We
We're
are.
going to go like past all the policies and paperwork
Right.
and like really get into like what the life of an insurance professional is actually like.
Yeah. And, it's funny because people think about insurance and they just think about, paperwork and policies.
Yeah.
But really, like, what it comes down to is helping people make, like, really important financial decisions
Yeah.
that are going to, like, impact their lives and their futures.
That's so true. And like the source we're looking at for this deep dive,
Yeah.
it really shows that like insurance professionals do way more than just sell policies.
Right.
They like advise on retirement plans and annuities.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah, yeah. So annuities are basically like a personal pension. They
Oh,
give
sure.
you this like guaranteed stream of income.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like, yeah, it's like having your own pension.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and they also advise on like life insurance and even help people figure out like all that confusing stuff about long-term care and Medicare.
Which could be so confusing.
Oh my gosh, it's a maze.
Yeah.
It's a complete maze. And, they're really acting as like financial guides for their clients, right?
Yeah.
They help them understand like what they need and like pick options that actually make sense for them and their goals and like how much money they have to spend.
Right. And like you might think that you need a certain type of insurance,
Exactly.
but then a professional could be like, actually, no.
Right.
This other type is going to be way better for you.
Like a lot of times people think they need a whole life insurance policy,
Okay.
but they could actually be much better off with a term life insurance policy,
Mhm.
which is a lot less expensive usually.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's all about figuring out what actually makes sense for the individual person.
It really is like having your own personal financial strategist.
Totally.
That's awesome. Okay. So the source also mentions working with these top-rated insurance carriers.
Yes.
What makes a carrier top-rated?
So top-rated carriers are the ones that are like really financially stable.
Okay.
They have awesome customer service and they're really good at like processing claims quickly.
Gotcha.
And these ratings actually come from like independent agencies that look at all these different things about how the company is doing.
Wow.
And so working with a top-rated carrier basically means that you're way more likely to have like a good experience
Right.
and actually get the benefits that you're paying for when you need them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're not just like, oh, yeah, here's a policy, go with this company.
Right.
They're really doing the research to be like, okay, this one's actually the best for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So like we've been talking about all this like kind of technical stuff,
Uh-huh.
but the source also talks about like the human element of this job,
Yeah.
like building relationships with clients and like giving them peace of mind.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that seems like a really big deal in an industry that can feel kind of impersonal sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at its heart, insurance is all about like trust and reassurance, right?
Yeah.
Like think about if a family experiences like a sudden loss,
Oh, yeah.
a good insurance professional can make a huge difference for them by helping them figure out all that claims stuff
Yeah.
and get the money that they need to like keep going.
Right.
Or like someone planning for retirement.
Yeah.
An insurance professional can help them come up with a plan so they can actually like enjoy their retirement
That's so important.
and not be stressed about money all the time.
Totally. And like, I can totally see how having that expert guidance would be so helpful,
Uh-huh.
especially when you're dealing with something really emotional.
Yeah.
But let's be real for a sec.
Okay.
Aren't insurance professionals like ultimately trying to sell you something?
Sure. Yeah.
So how can you be sure you're getting advice that's actually good for you?
That's a really good point. And honestly, that's why it's so important to find someone who's like really transparent and explains things clearly.
Okay.
You want someone who's going to like answer all your questions and like give you different options, not just the one that like makes them the most money.
Right.
A good insurance professional is going to put your needs first.
Yeah.
And help you make decisions that are actually the best for you, even if it means like suggesting a cheaper policy.
So it's more about like finding a partner than like a salesperson.
Exactly. Yeah.
Someone who can like make all this stuff make sense
Uh-huh.
and help you feel good about the choices you're making.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, insurance isn't just about like buying something.
Right.
It's about having this safety net to protect you and the people you care about when like, life throws you a curveball.
So like, what would you say is the main takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the big thing is that insurance is about way more than just like signing some papers.
Yeah.
It's about like your financial well-being for sure.
Uh-huh.
But it's also about like having peace of mind,
Totally.
knowing that you have a plan in place, like no matter what happens.
And as our listeners are thinking about this,
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool for them to consider like their own experiences with insurance.
definitely.
Like good or bad,
Uh-huh.
what role has insurance played in their lives
Yeah,
or in the lives of people they know?
right.
And like, what questions do they have now about their own financial future?
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, like really understanding insurance helps you make better decisions and
Totally.
create a more secure future for yourself and your family.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
This was a really great deep dive.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was all right. See you next time.
See ya. Bye.
24/7